Hello everyone, welcome to my tapping channel. Today we're going to be talking about the chakras and about healing your beliefs, your negative beliefs, your wounds through the energy system. But before we do, my name is Sandra Inman and I am the author of Tapping into Abundance. You can get that book in the description field below this video. If you want to work with your chakras and heal those negative beliefs and all of those horrible things that have been stopping you from actually loving yourself, accepting yourself, and stepping into your power and brilliance, take a look at my free masterclass. It's called How to Heal Your Shadow Through Balancing Your Energy Centers. Today we're not going to do any tapping. I'm just going to talk about the chakras one by one and what all of this means for each chakra when it comes to negative beliefs and tapping, and how do we use tapping to help heal or align your chakras, basically. And it's this simple. Each chakra takes care of a particular aspect of you physically and also spiritually, mentally and emotionally. So they've all got different energies and they've all got different reasons for being, and they all work together. When we're doing tapping with the chakras or any sort of chakra alignment work, we're working at trying to balance them and harmonize them so that you become a whole, integrated being. Each shadow has a light side, or each chakra, I should say, has a light side and a shadow side. And often when our chakras aren't aligned, we're probably more in the shadow side of it. And the shadow side simply means that we're in something we can't see because it's the dark and we can't see. And we're probably acting out in ways that aren't helpful to us. They're actually sabotaging our success and sabotaging our mental, emotional health and physical health. And also just not loving ourselves or accepting ourselves or being able to fully be who we truly are. And the whole point of my YouTube, both channels, is to try and help you become more connected to yourself. People want connection, and the connection we need is actually to our true selves, to spirit, because we are spirit. And we're feeling so disconnected right now, and probably have for a very, very, very long time. But now more than ever, people are feeling this disconnection from self because we're constantly being drawn away from self. And we want to come back to touch base with self. We have all of these negative beliefs stopping us from truly being able to step into who we know we are. Just close your eyes for a little bit and allow yourself to step into the fantasy of who you want to be, who you see yourself as, without all the fears. And each person has a vision of themselves as the sort of person they want to be. As the sort of person you know yourself to actually be underneath all the veils and all the masks that we wear. That is you. That is your awesome, magical, brilliant self. And we're all terrified. You're terrified. I'm terrified still of just how powerful this being actually is that we're seeing. And it's our fear of our power, the fear of our brilliance, that actually stops us from stepping into it and really living it. So when we're working through tapping or hypnotherapy or any of the healing modalities, working with the chakras, we're working at trying to release some of that fear so that the big awesome you doesn't feel so scary and to balance your chakras along the way so that you can be happier and healthier and more connected to you and do the things you want to actually do in this world. Stop struggling. Stop doing things you don't want to do. Stop being who you don't want to be and step into that brilliance. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a work in progress, but it's well worth the task. When it comes to the chakras, that can certainly help you. And what's good about working with the chakras is that you can work with each chakra one by one, even though they all influence each other. And when you are working with the chakras, you'll find yourself bouncing around between different chakras. But we sort of try to give it a bit of structure when we're doing the work by balancing each one at a time. Now we start with the root chakra, because the root chakra is the foundation. It is the safety and security, and our beliefs about this, how safe the world is and how secure we feel in the world in a tangible, materialistic way, is the foundation of a lot of our problems because we often don't feel safe and secure. Money blocks, money beliefs that aren't helpful will be at the root chakra level. They'll be at all, actually, you've got money beliefs at all levels, but the root chakra is about the physical, material stuff. So all of your beliefs about the material world and your safety and security in it is all down in that root chakra, and it can cause problems with those parts of your body, and it can also cause problems for you being able to be well rooted and grounded in the world, whether that means your finances or whether it means where you live. Maybe you're somebody who has to pick up and move all of the time. That can be a root chakra thing. You've got to start there. And a lot of people who are into spirituality don't want to start with the root chakra because the lower chakras are associated with the material world and things that are deemed to be unspiritual. But I'm telling you, nothing about us or this world is actually not spiritual. People may be acting in ways that aren't in accordance with higher spiritual knowledge, but the world itself and the chakras are all to do with spirit manifesting here in the physical world. So they're all necessary, including the root chakra, the sacral chakra, and the solar plexus. And we have to start there, because if your root chakra is out of balance and you don't feel safe and secure in the world, it's going to influence the other chakras as well. And these higher chakras that so many of us want to jump right into, like the third eye chakra, for example, and the crown chakra, and become all psychic and spiritual, will actually not work very well if we're not grounded in that root chakra. If we're not able to feed ourselves, if we're not able to house ourselves and feel secure, we can't get on with the work of working with that spiritual higher stuff. And your vision of the world, your psychic vision, will be very clouded by your fears in the root chakra if you don't do something about it. Okay? The shadow of the root chakra, of course, is fear, because fear is, I'm not safe, I'm not secure. So that's where we start. The second chakra is the sacral chakra. This is all about emotion and desire. It's very hedonistic, and that's one of the reasons why spiritual people don't want to deal with it, because it's been deemed by a lot of religious institutions to be a bad thing. It's not that desire is a bad thing, and it's not that emotions are a bad thing. It's the attachment to these things that's the problem. When we're attached to our desires, attached to our emotions, and they're running the show, then it can be a problem. But if we can still have desire and we can still have emotions and not let them totally drive the cart, then we can have them, and we can also work with them and enjoy them. So think of, from a spiritual point of view, and for those of you who do tarot, you'll know the card, the Chariot, where you've got the charioteer and you've got the two sphinxes. And it depends on the tarot deck that you're dealing with. One's white and one's black. Basically, the charioteer is the one driving the cart, the chariot. And the two sphinxes, or horses, depending on the tarot deck, are the emotions and the mind, and having basically being the driver of both. And that's what we want to do. We want to be the driver of our emotions and our thoughts. So doing the work on ourselves and doing the work with the chakras enables us to then become the driver. So we can have these desires in the sacral chakra, we can have the emotions in the sacral chakra, but because we become the driver, they're not the ones driving the cart. They're not the ones driving us. We can do the things that we desire to do, and we can also allow ourselves to feel emotionally what we're feeling, but not in any destructive way. And this is really important, because so many of us are blocked in the sacral chakra that we can't manifest the things we want to manifest because we feel guilty about it. We feel we don't deserve and all of those feelings go down in that chakra. Often we feel guilt at that chakra or shame at that chakra. So the shadow can be both guilt and shame. I find with people, I know that technically guilt is assigned to a specific chakra, and so is shame, but I've felt working with myself and working with other people that the sacral chakra tends to be a bit of both. So you'll be working with those feelings of guilt and working with those feelings of shame at that level. Then we move up to the solar plexus chakra, which is all about you being able to assert yourself in the world. Your courage, finding your courage, being able to step into you and go, hey, I want this, or this is what I'm doing with my life. This is what I want to do in the world. And being able to have the confidence and the ability to be able to assert yourself and be the authority in your life doing it. And this is still in the lower material, I guess, level, that you have to be able to assert yourself in the world in order to be able to allow your spirit to shine through you and do what it came here to do. So at the solar plexus level, you're going to be dealing with guilt, and you're also going to be dealing with shame around stepping into being assertive and doing the things that you may be afraid of actually doing, and asserting the things that you may be afraid of asserting. This includes how amazing you are at things. This includes you're right and you're deserving of being able to thrive in the world. And the biggest fear at this level is, what are other people going to say or do if I do assert myself? If I do claim that I have the right to have a particular lifestyle, I have the right to thrive, what are people around me going to say or do? And we work with that at that chakra, because that chakra is the chakra you've got to really work with, because it will stop you in your tracks from really being able to get that security down in the root chakra too, but to be able to bring those desires and the emotions out into the world to help you do what it is you came here to do. Moving up to the heart chakra is all about being loved and being loving and being able to know that you are lovable. So this is about self-love, forgiveness of self. It can be about letting go of grief and loss at this chakra. And I think the most important work at this chakra is really about the belief that you are lovable. Because when you can open your heart to yourself, you can open your heart to other people. We go through our lives closing our hearts off all of the time. And when we're looking for maybe love relationships or close relationships with other people and not being successful with maybe attracting the right people into our lives, it's generally because the heart chakra is actually closed to the people who really truly would love you unconditionally. Because you're not allowing that to happen. You're not allowing that love in. So you need to love yourself first and forgive yourself first. So forgiveness is all about forgiving yourself first. You can't forgive another person until you forgive yourself. It's actually a two-way thing. Moving up into the throat chakra, we then work with beliefs around not being able to voice yourself or speak your truth or speak up for yourself, express yourself in the world. So you may have these wonderful creative ideas and desires in the sacral chakra, but you can't bring them out into the world because maybe you're too scared to assert yourself at the solar plexus, you don't feel enough self-love at the heart chakra, and then you can't express yourself and express these beautiful creative ideas and amazing things at the throat chakra level. So a lot of that may be getting clogged up. And even though you can free this area up, if the lower chakras are blocked, you have to clear them first because they're going to influence the throat chakra. Moving up into the third eye chakra is where we become the visionary. We get clear on our life path. We get clear on how the world works. We start to see things a lot more clearly. Yes, it can open up your third eye and you can become far more intuitive. So it can open up your intuition. It can open up your psychic nature. But unless you're seeing things clearly, the information you may be seeing may not actually be the truth. So what happens is that if your lower chakras are blocked, if you haven't worked, you've got unhelpful beliefs in the lower chakras, you're going to see the world and interpret the information you're receiving psychically or intuitively through your filter in a way that's perhaps not true. So you could be walking through the world seeing things as an illusion, basically, not seeing things clearly. It could be an illusion that you're living, an illusion that you're seeing. And so that's why we have to start with the lower chakras and get them cleared first and aligned first, so that then when it comes to the third eye, you're seeing things more clearly as they are. So be patient when you're working with the chakras. Don't jump to the third eye chakra, because you want to see things clearly. You don't want to be living in this world of illusion. And so many of us are stuck at the root chakra and the sacral chakra that we're seeing the world as being this limited place. We're seeing this world as a world of struggle. We're seeing this world in our own lives as being quite harsh and quite horrible, because we're still stuck energetically down in those lower chakras because they haven't been worked on. The next one, of course, is your crown chakra, and that is your connection to spirit, your divine self, God, goddess, universe, whatever it is that you relate to it as. It is that connection to who you truly are at that level. And this is where we can sometimes have issues with beliefs we've learned in our upbringing about what spirit actually is, what the universe wants for us. You may find you have beliefs at this level that, oh, God doesn't want me to make lots of money, or spirit doesn't want me to be successful because it's not spiritual, and I shouldn't be pursuing this because this is a worldly thing, and spiritually it's wrong. All those beliefs can be up here. And disconnecting you for the very reason spirit has actually come into your physical body in the first place as you. It is actually spirit wanting to know itself and spirit wanting to experience itself. So why would your desire to create something awesome in the world and maybe help other people doing it, you know, if you're a healer, for example, why would that be against spirit? Why would spirit not want you to thrive doing that? You know, you need to be thriving doing something if you want to help other people. You need to pay the bills. You need to be able to keep yourself healthy and happy, because you can't be a healer or a helper in any way if you can't keep yourself in a good state. So there's a lot of beliefs at that level too that we have to clear. Not as many as at the lower level, but they can still be there. So then you can become a channel for the energy, and the energy can flow up and down your body, okay, along the various meridians and everything, and actually help you then step into that awesome self that I told you about at the beginning, which is the self you truly know that you are, but fear actually really expressing and really being. So that's how I work with the chakras. And so if you want to work one-on-one with me with the chakras, you can certainly do that. I do offer a free clarity session. It's a half-hour session to have a chat about what you're struggling with and how to move forward with that. If you want to do that, you can book via a link in the description field below this video. It is a form to fill out, and then I will send you the calendar link once I get the form. Another way that you can work with the chakras is through my Wheels of Empowerment course. It is a way to help heal your shadow through balancing the energy centers. I told you about the masterclass, the free one, at the beginning of this video. The Wheels of Empowerment is actually a 4-month course that you can do working through the chakras with hypnotherapy audios, some beautiful sacred rites that you can use to bring the sacred ritual into your life, as well as tapping around various issues that come up for the chakras at each level. So take a look at that. It's in the description field below this video. If you like the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. Please comment. Get this video out there. Get the YouTube algorithm working. I'll see you on the next video.